Hello everyone, my name's Steph, I'm Botanist Cool, and today we're continuing my Hive Gorgon Tyrannid Termagants. If you guys are enjoying my mini painting, my mini building, and my gunpla videos, make sure to like and subscribe. It's the best way to support me and get me into that algorithm. 2 easy clicks, and you can always change your mind later, but I hope you stay for the long haul. Thank you for your support. Let's get into the rest of the video. So, with these guys, I went back to the same 3 colors I used the last time I did them, which was Urok flesh for like the skin, arms, etc. because Hive Gorgon's very green. A lot of the things I paint are very green. Wraith bone for the bones on top of the actual Termagant, as well as the actual gun the Termagant has. I'm 90% sure it's a Termagant. And Doom Bull Brown to add a layer of red brown on those cuts and openings and weird parts of the body that are just like really fleshy and bleeding kind of it. Tyrannids are a wild faction. The more I learn about them, the wilder it is to me. Like, basically, from what I understand about Tyrannids, they are these like creatures that come from a giant pool of biological gunk. And every time a Tyrannid lands on the planet, it takes all of the biological matter, brings it up to the Hive Fleet, and then the Hive Fleet's like, yeah, I am going to make sure that all this gunk turns into things I need, like more Tyrannids. And Tyrannids that do other specialty things, like some of them spew out this other gunk that just attacks and kills, like the Psychophage, I believe it's called. Like, there's not even a dodge roll for it. It's probably just like, you have to like, you don't even have to aim, you don't have to like roll to hit, you just hit with them. Or like, I need to make something that's really fast and agile and does a lot of stabby things. What makes those like alpha leaders or whatever they're called, or the leapers, the Vine Hyrens leapers. You can tell how much I've memorized these names simply because I have not memorized these names. But eventually I'm gonna remember those names, and that'll be in a long time. I just don't have the memory for it. I really sincerely don't. My memory is absolute garbo, and if you've been watching my YouTube at all, you know that it is absolute garbo. I know, so I have an approximate knowledge of many things just because I forget 90% of what I learn. Anyways, let me talk about the actual painting of these minis. As you saw in the beginning, I already have a few Termagants that I painted in the colors of Hive Gorgon. When I painted them originally, I was a little, how do I put it? I was a little dejected because I feel like I didn't do it well enough. I really felt like I hadn't done a good job because I felt the base was way too thick. I was losing a lot of detail. I had to put 3, 4, 5 coats on certain parts, and it just didn't look good to me. I look at them now and I'm like, yeah, that's fine. They're not horrific or anything, but I do think I could have done a lot better. And that was basically today, or whenever I actually painted these guys, like last week. I did a lot better. I only had 2 coats of paint. They were thin enough that obviously you saw that first coat of paint like a minute or 2 ago. You could still see through it. You could still see the primed black area. But the second coat looked significantly better, and I mean significantly better. I was really proud of that second coat because it honestly just looked really, really good. Don't get me wrong, these minis are not perfect, especially when it comes to the face. I have a lot of details in the face that I accidentally covered up a little bit too much with both those layers of paints. Specifically the eyes is what I was thinking of, because by George, it's a lot harder to see those eyes than it used to be, and that is a little frustrating because I'm already bad at painting eyes. I don't need it to be harder for me to paint these eyes because I can't see them. But you know what? What's done is done. It's okay. I'm not gonna panic over it. But it's just one of them, right? Where it's just like, yeah, a little bit too much paint. We'll learn for the next time. But I do know that basically I just got 2 layers of paint. I was able to do a lot of that edge work with Wraith Bone or Urok Flesh to get all those like undercarriage areas and edge areas that the paint just doesn't like to stay on, which is something that I am really struggling with. Getting paint to stay on those edged areas, even if it's already primed, those edge areas just like love having that paint drip off it. And you'll see it in some of those spines on the back of the termagants, where it's just like, yeah, you can just see the primer because it feels like there's no paint there and the paint's just not covering. I'm like, why? I painted this over twice, 3 times, 4 times. Why aren't you doing it? The last thing I did was use Doombull Brown for all those bloody parts and skin splitting areas on the termagant and part of the gun as well, which it looks fantastic. What I'm going to do in the long term is I'm going to start using more red, like Mephiston red, on those like bloody parts to make them stand out more. I think I got a really good base. I got a good layer on there that's going to be a dark, like fleshy brown. And then we'll have a little bit of bright red come up and make it pop a little bit. I think that'll make it look very nice. We're going to get that sepia wash on the actual white parts, the little chitiny parts, and then we're going to edge highlight those. And then we're going to get a normal wash on those green parts and make it look, well, washy. We got a little bit of Nolan oil on there, do what we can. I'm really excited for that because I want to use these guys to practice edge highlighting so I can get my Battletech minis to look even better. I love my Tyranids and my Space Marines, but I'm loving my Battletech a little bit more, and these guys are now really like a big practice for me, and I cannot wait to practice them more and hear your constructive criticism in the comments if you have any. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It was a lot of fun to make and a lot of fun to paint. If you want to support me, make sure to like and subscribe, gets me to the algorithm. It's free, it's easy, 2 clicks, yada yada. And if you want to support me more intimately, you can take a look at my throne, send me some minis my way, and yeah. Thank you guys very much for hanging out with me today. I hope you had a good one. Y'all stay safe. Stay Botanist Cool. I'll see you soon. Bye everyone.